Hello and welcome to my review of the Dark Angels Legion Interemptors for Warhammer the Horus Heresy from Games Workshop, or should I say, Forge World back in the day. Forge World were a company that were created from Games Workshop and had their own separate web store. But in 2023, Games Workshop decided to amalgamate that store into their own web store. So now I might as well just say that they're from Games Workshop, but they're in Forge World resin, which is completely different to the Finecast resin. Completely different. There are plenty of videos out there showcasing the differences and all the rest of those things. So I implore you to find that out and find the differences and things like that. It's nowhere near the same thing. But for those of you that do know the differences between resin and plastic and things like that, let's crack on with the review. So this set of 5 will cost you £50. So yeah, that is one way of looking at it, £10 per Space Marine. I mean, you could make your own with a Mark III set for £45 and a special weapon set for 28, so you're looking at £73 minimum to get 10. I think you get 10 plasmas, and then you'll end up with them looking like this, which aren't too bad, but it's literally Mark III with plasma guns for £73. Or you can go down the Forge World / Mark VI route, or even Mark III route. You save you a bit of money. You save yourself a bit of money if you go down the Mark III route because they're £5 cheaper for that box set. But if you went down the Mark VI route, that is £50 for a box of 20, and another £31 for heads and shoulder pauldrons. So you are looking at £81. So both of those options could work for you if you're looking for 10. You're going to get 10 plasma gunned equipped Space Marines there for about 20 quid cheaper or so than getting them all in resin. Even more cheaper if you are able to get a discount for the plastic minis. Or you can just get these, which are straight up £50. Everything you need in a box. Not really any spare parts. I think there's like one spare head maybe, which I didn't use, and probably a spare plasma burner. They're called. You get plasma burners and plasma incinerators. That's their weapons that these are equipped with. Anyway, I'm rambling on again. The format of this review is as follows. I'll have a look at each one of these Interemptors individually. I won't go through the spare parts because I don't have them at hand. And then I'll give you some size comparisons with other Dark Angels minis like the Companions and the Inner Circle, as well as some other Horus Heresy marks of armour. And then at the end I'll go through all of their juicy rules, and they are very, very nice. I think Dark Angels First Legion, they've got access to a lot of spicy war gear and weaponry, because they are the First Legion. They keep a lot of the nice stuff from the Emperor to themselves, and rightly so. And in game terms, yeah, they do have sort of the best. They've got the power swords that have instant death, and they've got these plasma weapons that are just very damaging too. But let's have a look at the minis up close. So you've got their plasma burners, which is what they're equipped with, and if you're really lucky, one of them can have a plasma incinerator, which is what I've gone for. These are the 4 with the plasma burners. Kind of think of them like flamers, but plasma. Yeah, they're pretty horrific. They've all got these combat blades. You don't have to glue them on if you don't want to. I just did. I think I did for all of them because there's something in my mind that feels a bit odd with not using all of that £50 worth of resin. You got their funky looking shoulder pauldrons, because they are part of the Dreadwing. They're dedicated to a singular purpose, which is the utter annihilation of the enemy. They will leave no trace of those they conquer behind. No bodies, no ruins, nothing. They don't take any trophies of their victories and tell no tales of those that have fallen before them. They're the Lion's ultimate sanction, and yeah, they're just pretty horrific. So yeah, nice helmets as well. Some of them have like these kind of gas filter type things. I don't know whether that's a thing. Maybe they've got better filtration. You've got this cool looking motif thing on the armour, which is sort of hidden away. They've got the nice Mark III armour, iron armour. Nothing really sets them apart with the power plant though. The only thing that is different to the power plant, it's a little quick size comparison I guess, is that I guess it's a little bit more ornate. Like, there's a bit Dark Angels themed with these sort of spikes, rather than the standard one, which is just very straight lines. This is a bit more gothic, should I say. So yeah, and the plasma burners themselves, very nice looking. Yeah, you've got this extra nozzle thing. You've got this sort of pressure gauge maybe. You've got the canisters. Oh, I thought they were grenades, but they're not. They're actually canisters, aren't they? My bad. So yeah, that's one of them, sort of peering around a corner. This one is just trudging forwards. All their helmets are different, slightly different. I think these two are the same, this one and that one over there. But this one, quite cool. He's reloading, look. And it's got one canister, one filter there, I think. There's some grenades there. He's got, yeah, so he's taken one off there. Nice attention to detail though. I like the continuity here, where he's taking a canister off and about to pop it on. Another sort of Dreadwing symbol. Then you've got this one, again, sort of trudging forwards. All of their legs are different, so all 5 of them have different legs. You can move their arms and their weapons, their heads, but you know, their torsos are kind of moulded to their legs. But you know, just moving their heads and their arms is still quite good. And then you've got the plasma incinerator, this bad boy that's connected to the power plant itself. Again, a bit risky having the hose next to a combat blade, but oh well. Yeah, this is I like the little Dark Angel's sword there as well, but this is just a plasma burner, you know, dialed up to 11. It's huge. It's got a really big filter thing there and massive nozzle. Got some canisters for some reason. Maybe he's hiding a plasma burner somewhere for him, but yeah, this is a really cool helmet too, and you can see that Dark Angel symbol on his chest. Very cool looking minis. And again, if you're like me and you know, 5 isn't enough, you can also get yourself another 5 and spend yeah, 100 quid on 10 Interemptors, like I did. And then of course get some upgrade sets and things and build some more custom Interemptors, so you have like a huge force of Interemptors for your Dark Angels. Anyway, that leads us on to the size comparisons and things. So next to like a Praetor, these are all kind of taller than him, just a bit, because he's the smallest one. Next to Corswain's taller, he's on that scenic base. Be nice for him to lead them, but the main guy for the Dreadwing, I think it is Marduk. He's got this nice looking, it looks like a mini. It's like a little mini plasma burner that he has, and he's got this awesome looking sword with these you know, metal plates on it. Very, very cool. So yeah, maybe he could lead them for the Dreadwing. Some more comparisons. I think I've already shown you them next to my kind of custom you know, Mark III and Mark VI Interemptors that I made. Are they going to work well with them? I don't know. I'd probably say they work better with the older Mark III, but as you can see, And height-wise, they're very similar height. It's just if you're going to make your own with standard Mark IIIs with the plasma upgrade set, with the special weapon upgrade set, you're going to be missing out on so much detail. This is the thing. Not so much in the legs or the power plants, but in the shoulder pauldrons, the weapon itself, the chest plate and the helmets. That's where you're missing out on them. But, you know, if you're on a budget and things, you could potentially build some custom Interemptors out of normal Mark IIIs. Where they do trump is, of course, next to Mark IV. I mean, look at that. Yeah, a fair bit bigger than the Mark IV. And you've seen them next to the new Mark III and 6s. Compared to some 40k miniatures, we've got a Primaris, we've got a normal Space Marine and Sly Marbo. So Primaris dwarfs them, of course, but compared to a standard Space Marine, they're similar, probably a bit taller than them. And Sly Marbo is up to their chest again. So yeah, they're a decent size, you know, still hold their own with the newer kits, the Mark VI and Mark IIIs, still perfectly usable. And that's one of the things I wanted to communicate with all of these reviews is if you did pick up Dark Angels, or you thinking about picking up Horus Heresy Dark Angels from you know, a couple of years ago now, they're going to fit very well with the new minis. Okay, so this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for the Interemptors. You'll find them in the Liber Astartes book, the Loyalist army book, and because they're the first legion, they're right at the front of the Loyalist legions. And the great thing about them is they are elites. Be nice if they were troops, but you know, we can't have everything, can we? They are specialist unit. They will cost you 125 points. Their movement speed is 7 inches, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 8, and a save of 3+. So pretty standard stat line there. They've just got a better leadership and 1 extra attack than the normal sort of Space Marines. One of them is a Interemptor Praefectus, the only difference being, of course, a bit like a sergeant, he gets 3 attacks instead of 2 and has a leadership of 9. Their war gear is a plasma burner, a bolt pistol, basic close combat weapon, rad grenades, frag grenades, crack grenades, and power armor. Special rules: Legiones Astartes Dark Angels, stubborn, counter attack, and bitter duty. They can take a dedicated transport. You can take a Legion Rhino transport. I probably would put them in a Legion transport. If I was going for more than 5 though, I would put them in a Land Raider. You can put Legion Land, just because they get pricey then. It's, you know, you're putting 250 points worth of specialist short-ranged infantry in a Rhino, which can get blown to smithereens. But you can have them in a Legion Land Raider Proteus carrier as a dedicated transport, as long as it numbers no more than 10 models. The Dreadwing Interemptor squad may take up to 10 additional Interemptors at 20 points each. So you are saving a little bit of points by bumping up the size of the unit, you know, and that's why I've built so many, because you can have 15 of them in a unit, which would look quite scary. You know, maybe even having 30 of them walking across the board. Anyway, one of them can take a Legion Vexilla for 10 points, a Nuncio Vox for 10, an Augury Scanner for 10. For every 5 models in the unit, one may exchange its plasma burner for a missile launcher with Suspensor Web, Rad missiles and Stasis missiles for 15 points each. Wasn't that keen on picking up a missile launcher for them. Or the Plasma Incinerator for 15 points, definitely worth it for that. The Interemptor Praefectus may take up to 3 Phosphex bombs, 10 points each, or Melter bombs for 10 points. And the Praefectus may exchange his power armor for Artificer armor. Don't know whether it's worth doing that for 10 points. Still only has 1 wound at the end of the day. Now, Plasma Burner and Plasma Incinerator. So these are specific weapons for the Interemptors. You can take a Plasma Burner by exchanging like a Plasma gun or twin link plasma gun for it, but you can't take that plasma incinerator. The other option is having the plasma repeaters, which I would probably put in like a special weapons squad. Bit of a, is it a cheaper unit than the Interemptors? I'm not quite sure. I'd have to look up on that. I'd have to look up on whether it's cheaper overall to have them all with plasma repeaters, but it's certainly a very tempting proposition. Anyway, the plasma burner, it's a template weapon, so it's a flamer. It's a strength 6 though, AP 4, assault 1, but it is breaching 4+. So the breaching 4+ overrides that AP 4, and it's template. So you're getting all of these 4 templates firing away. The plasma incinerator, same stat line, but it has a torrent of 9 inches, but it gives you that extra reach. And that's pretty much all I want to say about the Dreadwing Interemptor squad. I think they're fantastic. I think they look super cool. I like the idea of them. They're a little bit like the Custodes that have the Adrathic weapons that were sort of completely banned by the Emperor, except for Custodes, obviously, because why would he ban the Custodes from having them? So that's what they remind me of, but kind of shorter versions of them that, you know, I say don't do as much damage. They're still breaching 4+, but they are one of your 3 go-to units for Dark Angels, for Horus Heresy. These Interemptors, along with the Inner Circle Knights and the Deathwing. These Dreadwing are fantastic. A 4th unit I would have liked to have seen is some kind of long-ranged plasma unit that had beefed up plasma cannons or something like that, because they've got the short range down to a T now with those 3 units, but something more longer range would have been fantastic. What do you guys think of the Interemptors? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.